Hi guys, welcome back. I am back with another game for you guys. So today's game is actually between a rising star from India, a member of the 2700 club, that is Vidit Gujrathi, who is with the white paces, against a former world champion from Russia, Vladimir Kramnik. Now this game happened in the Tata Steel Masters tournament in 2019 in the round 10 between Vidit Gujrathi and Vladimir Kramnik. Now Vidit Gujrathi actually qualified to play in this tournament by winning the Tata Steel Challengers in 2018, and Vladimir Kramnik needs no introduction because he is 14th world champion. At the same time, he defeated Garry Kasparov to become the world champion. So without making any delay, let us get back to our game. So the game actually started with Vidit playing d4 and Vladimir Kramnik responding with knight to f6. Vidit responds with c4, and after a move like e6, now Vidit has a variety of options, either to go with knight to f3, he has knight to c3 as well, and nowadays even bishop to f4 is also played, and also bishop to g5 can be played. In this at this position, Vidit actually goes for the move knight to c3, now inviting Vladimir Kramnik to play this move of bishop to b4, inviting the Nimzo Indian defense, and of course Vladimir Kramnik goes for it, and we have this move of f3 now, which is actually very ambitious because in this position the normal moves are like e3 or queen to c2 or even maybe knight to f3 can be played. But Vidit here goes with the move of f3. He had actually lost previous round to Ian Nepomniachtchi. So in this round he wants to come back against the former world champion by maybe taking the entire control of the center. So that is his idea. Vladimir Kramnik goes ahead with d5, and now a3 is played, kicking that bishop. Vladimir Kramnik takes here. We have takes from Vidit Gujrathi as well, and now Vladimir Kramnik attacks in the center with the move of c5. So Vidit Gujrathi actually has to take here, and after pawn takes, we have this move of e3 from Vidit. Now you can see that e4 was not possible in that position because you would just lose the pawn. So Vidit is right now just protecting his pawn on d4 square with this move of e3. At the same time, maybe helping his knight to get out, and also maybe the bishop can come out from here. So we have this now very risky looking move of c5, because you might say that you are not allowing this bishop on this very beautiful diagonal, but now what this move c4 does, it no longer puts pressure on the center. So if white is successfully able to engineer this move of e4, then after let's say takes, and let us say the knight cannot take back, then white will have very good center and it will be very difficult for black to win from this position. But this move c4 has been actually shown to be very good for black by none other than Magnus Carlsen himself against Vishwanathan Anand in one of their World Championship games, where Anand was completely bamboozled due to Magnus Carlsen insane rook a3 move, rook a6 move which he had played. So that game went just like this game, but there was one correction that I will show you guys. So Vidit Gujrathi goes with the move of knight to e2. We have knight to c6. Now Vidit actually plays this move of g4, which was also played between Carlsen and Anand, and he is now saying that right now I can't move this bishop because this pawn is very weak and I can't move any of my pieces. So for this bishop to develop, I have to play g4 and then place this bishop on this diagonal and castle. So that's what exactly happens, and Vladimir Kramnik now gets his knight, wants to get his knight to this very beautiful b6 square. So after bishop to g2, actually Vladimir Kramnik first goes to the b3 square, and now actually between Carlsen and Anand had actually played this move of rook to a2 and then had gone to lose that game, but Vidit actually finds the improvement from that game with the move rook to b1. Now you can see that if let's say later this knight decides to take here, then my rook is already on an open file. So we have castles here, and both sides after deciding to castle, now with the Vladimir Kramnik plays this move of b4. The idea is to later play this and get your rook to the a6 square as I told you guys, but just the difference is that the rook is now currently here. So Vidit strikes in the center with this move of e4. Now you can see that after takes and takes, this pawn is currently weak, but you don't want to directly take it, because let's say after a move like h3, you will have to maybe go back, or either first take here, and after you go back, you can see that this pawn is hanging. So you can't just directly take that. So Vladimir Kramnik actually decides to take here with his knight, and after queen takes, he takes this pawn on g4 square. Now you can't just directly take this pawn because your knight right now is hanging. So with this protects his knight, advances with his knight, and we have this move of rook to b8, maybe with the this idea of getting here. So we have h3 from Vidit, kicking the bishop out, and this very good move of e4. E5, sorry. Now you can see that the knight does not have much of a scope, so it has to go back. And now another very great move from Vidit. Vidit has been completely on his A game in this game, because you can see that he has been making very good moves. He has sacrificed a knight, but he has a very good compensation in form of these pieces, whereas these pieces are just stuck on their back rows. So we have this move of rook to b6 as predicted. Now the rook is trying to defend the king side, it can access the king side, and now we have another great move from Vidit Gujrathi. He goes all out with the move of d5. Now you can see that how these pawns are basically restricting these pieces, not allowing them to come out freely, and basically restricting black from development. And now you can see that actually with Vladimir Kramnik in this position makes one of the elemental blunders of the game and plays this move of knight to c7. Now this is a practical blunder because it allows this move of d6 to come with a tempo. Now what Vladimir Kramnik could have done in this position is, you have to see that right now your king is alone. So what you could have done is maybe played a move like queen to g5, and still white has a decent advantage, but now you can clearly see that the queen is attacking and also doing the job of defense, wherein after a move like d6, let's say, you can actually take back here, and after let's say white takes back, you can take with the rook. Of course you are down a piece, but you can see that you have 3 pawns for the piece. You can check that white has 3 pawns and black actually has 6 pawn for itself. So a piece is worth 3 pawns. So this is the one of the way which could have been better, but it's not always feasible for you to see all of these, that even though you are down a piece, it's completely fine for you. So Vladimir Kramnik instead does not allow the knight to be trapped, and he first gets his knight to c7, and after a move like d6, you can clearly see that the job of this rook was to defend from here. But now you can see that this rook can no longer access the king side, and it is completely blocked from the king side. So that is another advantage of playing this move of d6, which comes with the tempo. So now we have this move of knight to e6 from Vladimir Kramnik. He is asking whether Vidit wants to exchange his knights and please let go some of the pressure. But Vidit of course does not want to exchange pieces. He goes and attacks the rook, and after rook moves, he plays this very good move of rook to f5. Now why this move is so good is because first of all you are making a rook lift, allowing this rook to come here and double on that file. But not just that, the other reason why that move is good is one of the ideas of black in this position is to play this move of queen to g5, wherein you would be asking white to exchange the queens and also placing your queen on a very good diagonal and square. That queen would be very good on that g5 square. So Vidit sees that he cannot allow the queen to come on g5 square, and he goes in with the move of rook to f5. Now you can see that queen cannot come to g5 square. So Vladimir Kramnik instead goes for the h4 square, but now this is completely losing for Vladimir Kramnik, and Vidit Gujrathi gets the final piece into the game with the move rook to f1. And now Vladimir Kramnik cannot do anything in this position, so he decides to just go and chop off this pawn on a3 square. So Vidit just gives a check to the Vladimir Kramnik here. King moves to the side, and we have pawn rook takes pawn from Vidit. After rook takes and rook takes, Vladimir Kramnik actually can try for a bit with a move like this in this position, where Vidit would actually have to trade down the queens here, but you are still winning after a move like this, wherein I am now attacking your bishop and also threatening to promote. So Vladimir Kramnik could have tried in that way, but that was also losing. So he instead plays this move of queen to h5, now attacking this rook that is there on the f7 square. So Vidit actually finds a brutal move in this position that you yourself can maybe pause the video and find for yourself and check if your answer was correct. So Vidit actually finds the move queen to f4 in this position. Now you can of course see that the queen is hanging, but if you decide to take the queen, then you just get mated with this move of rook to f8. There is no way for king to escape. And let's say if you play any other move, you decide to give a check here, then I can just come up with my king, and I am now threatening rook to f8, wherein if your knight takes, then I will just take back with my queen. And if you, let's say, decide to play the move of h6, making a room for your king, then I can just play this, and after a move like this, I can just give a check here, and you can see that this is completely lost for Vladimir Kramnik. So actually after Vidit played this move of queen to f6, f4, actually Vladimir Kramnik decided that he had enough, and he actually resigned in this position, congratulating Vidit for his brilliant game against the world champion himself, crushing world champion in 29 moves. So this was one of Vidit's brilliant games that I wanted to show you guys. I hope you enjoyed this game, because this was insane bit of preparation from Vidit Gujrathi, because he know the game between Magnus Carlsen and Viswanathan Anand. He has studied that game, and he had actually come up with this improvement of, instead of rook to a2, he had come up with this improvement of rook to b1, which proved to be very good for him, because Vladimir Kramnik was out of the book from that point, and Vidit Gujrathi managed to one by one put insane amount of pressure on Vladimir Kramnik, and under that pressure Vladimir Kramnik actually was not able to hold on to his own. And after this brilliant move of d6, cutting this rook from the defense, Vidit Gujrathi was able to convert this position in a couple of moves. So that was the game for today. It was a very short game compared to the other games. I hope you enjoyed this game, and if you want more such miniatures, please let me know, and I will see you until next time. Bye bye.